on my channel. We got the kind that are hateful creatures that wanted to get on and threaten to kill me and threaten to kill my family and threaten to cut my throat and threaten to chop off my genitalia. I happen to know that one of those ladies lives on the same exact continent that I live on. She lives in a place called British Columbia. We also got the other kind of Christians. The ones who, well, they're not really Christians. Neither are the other type. This second type of Christians are the ones who tell you they'll pray for you. Sure, they got to hold you the same way as everybody else. Watching web sleuth crap and pretending like you care. But really, you just have this curiosity. You don't actually care who's right and who's wrong. You don't care who the victim in the situation is. You just have a couple little pieces of curiosity that you want to pique. After that, you're done. You don't care. You don't care what happens to me. You don't care what happens to my loved ones. There's a lot of people that got a hold of me because they wanted me to help them because I got a YouTube channel. Well, can't you guys start a YouTube channel? Now, I get it if you guys have technical difficulties because I know I had to get help. I wasn't able to get a YouTube channel going. If it weren't for Jerry Sparks up there in Montana, Gallatin Gateway and Bozeman and Belgrade and all that area. If it weren't for Jerry Sparks helping me, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel to speak up on. But also, I would need help in order to do it again. Now, there's a lot of evidence that has been lost or stolen recently. But that's kind of par for the course, isn't it? People blowing me off and looking the other way, and of course I ain't got the money to take care of myself because of everything I'm going through. How the hell am I supposed to jump through all the hoops that I need to jump through to defend myself? And they're expensive hoops too. Anyway, it's after 4 in the morning, so I can finally go to sleep. I gotta go to the skate park here. Now, the reason I bring up Tina Feint is that she was typing a lot of stuff on my YouTube and on my not my YouTube, but on my Facebook after Natalie died. Wanted to pretend like she was supportive, and of course, doing the I'll pray for you thing. So of course, I asked her if she was not going to help me, if she would just go away. Alright, my car is overheating a little bit. Anyway, I've been going through and cleaning up the people who are not helping, not trying to help, not making any effort to help. I let them know, hey, you can get off my Facebook. either help me or go away. It's your choice. That's the thing about these folks that sent me all these friend requests after Natalie died. Well, I accepted everybody's friend request because I was hoping there was at least one person who actually gave a shit, who was actually going to look at the fucking evidence and speak out. And there was people who argued on fucking Facebook, but none of them ever helped me to turn this shit into the cops. The shit that I said about Dan Faber, you got to see that it was true. You got to see that the Johnson were also true. That's C. Johnson. And that's backed up by Dan Faber. And he ain't the only one. So with Tina Fane, I was letting her know, hey, either help me or go away. And somebody was typing on there claiming to be her daughter. I don't know if that's true or not. Could be her daughter, could be a hacker. And either of them, well, you're not supposed to be on somebody else's Facebook account. Anyway, because of the bullshit with some little kid, I know that's rude. Calling somebody a little kid just because they say they're somebody's daughter. But here's the thing. Here in America, you're pretty well kicked out of the house at 18. Unless you're lucky enough to be from like a Hispanic family that actually gives a shit about you. Other than that, you're pretty much kicked out at 18. So I guess in a lot of other countries, people do stay with their parents for a lot longer. And of course, it's socially acceptable in those countries. Here in this country, it denotes that you're not an adult. You can't take care of yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so this person claiming to be Tina Fane's daughter wanted to get a hold of me on Tina Fane's account and harass me. Well, that's not cool. I do let people know, here's how it really is. Either you help me or you go away. No problem. As far as erasing you from my Facebook, I am wholeheartedly willing to. And I'm entirely capable. With Tina Fane sending me a friend request all the way back when Natalie first disappeared. And of course, me going through a lot of the friend requests that I had, I'm like, who the hell are these people? Why are these people typing on my Facebook? Oh yeah, these are some of the hundreds of people who sent me friend requests and were pretending like they were going to help. But no, they didn't speak up. None of these supposedly good people bothered with sharing that evidence, did you? No, what you did is you waited for my predators to post up little bits and pieces, and you looked at them and you listened to them. You didn't give a fuck about the whole fucking truth, did you? Like, if I'm telling you you're an asshole, chances are there's a fucking reason I'm telling you you're an asshole. I'm not telling you you're an asshole because I want to steal your girlfriend. I'm not telling you you're an asshole because you're better looking than me. I'm not telling you you're an asshole for any reason other than your personal choices and decisions and how they affect others. A lot of people wanted to blame me when other people victimized them, as if that is my decision. No, it is not my decision for other people to victimize you. I don't make them do that. I don't. Fuck. Ma'am, do you need a blanket? Oh, come on now. There's a decent snipe. Speaking up, that's the easiest thing to do. I wasn't. I've been out here a long time, and one thing I noticed is that a lot of people, when they're in a state of panic, which when you're out on the streets is pretty much all the time, they don't think about anybody else but themselves. A lot of people out here, they got a bad habit of talking about stuff that happened to them 20 years ago. When somebody is telling them about something that happened 20 minutes ago, they need help turning in. Out here on the streets, all of us are well aware that we need to be afraid of the police. That if we go to them and try to turn them in, or turn in anything to them for that matter, that it's going to result in us being threatened, harassed, or intimidated if we actually try to get something done. And those intimidation tactics include locking us up for bullshit that never happened, pressing false charges on us. Not cool. Anyway, I just realized how horrible a parking job I did. Then again, this parking lot has probably not been repainted in, well, a good long while. So I'm going to move down to the far end, and I'm going to try to take a nap for a couple hours. When it comes to the Christian community, I'm used to Christians like Cora Bauer. She's the one that wanted threatened to castrate me and slit my throat and all sorts of other beautifulness. All over slander. This lady lives in British Columbia, and she's threatening violence against me from all the way in British Columbia. Wait, no, I think she might have been the one from Nova Scotia. But the fact is, there's a lot of them from all over the world. If people can share the story of Johnny Depp in Australia and share the Will Smith thing in Australia, what Australians are showing us is that Australians are very American. Very American. Now, that lady who was in the bathroom sounded sick, still sounds sick. Maybe it's heroin withdrawals. Maybe it's the COVID. It's some sort of sickness. Of course, she might have also been smoking some weed or smoking some meth or smoking one of them damn blues that are so common and popular around here. Well, everywhere now. And then blues ain't the same everywhere. It's not like it's one manufacturer manufacturing a whole bunch of Pfizer pills. No, this is independent workshops. Some of those pills are cut with fentanyl. Some of those pills are cut with meth. Some of them are just straight meth. And a lot of these folks, they're being told that it's heroin. It's supposed to be heroin, but it's all bad. Ain't none of it clean. I grew up on pharmaceuticals. I wasn't an addicted type person. I was one of those kids in the system that they just put a bunch of drugs in. Like, oh, we got them in foster care. We might as well put some drugs in them. And then, of course, you get the diagnosis happy doctors. And those guys are a lot of fun. Like, yeah, we have to diagnose something, or otherwise there's no reason for you to be here. And then they diagnosed me with something I was already diagnosed with. Or they try to diagnose me with something that at another place I was told, yeah, dude, there's no way you've got that. Well, what's the difference between the places? And what's the difference between the doctors? Why is it the two doctors can have conflicting beliefs of a situation like that? Well, it all comes down to evidence. What can you show? The thing is, I can't take care of myself, and I can't do any of the stuff that I need to prove my innocence, while I am busy running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to make sure that I just have enough resources to put gas in my fucking vehicle, let alone the additional bills. With Tina and her pray for me, you know what? I would rather they just left me as soon as they lost interest all the way back in 2018. If you're not going to help, go away. I don't think that's rocket science. I'm pretty sure Australians also speak the English language. I'm pretty sure since she was typing to me in the English language that she understands the English language. For her, like with most of y'all, it's a matter of being web sleuths. The truth don't really matter to you. And then, of course, there's all these folks that have to have a popularity contest of how many friends they can have. And even when the friendship's over, or there was never any friendship there to begin with, and the person's saying it's probably time for you to move along, they still don't move along. There's also the whole getting on and talking for somebody else thing. There's a lot of people who decided they were going to get on and talk for somebody else. People who said, oh, well, Sean, yeah, call me. And I call them, and their husband is the one on the phone. Well, don't talk to my wife. Well, shit, I won't then. Fine. No problem. Or, of course, people like, God, what was her name? Miranda Johnson, I believe. Her ex-husband, she went to North Platte to be with her ex-husband. Now, it wasn't to be with her ex-husband. It was because he was going to help her out of her shitty situation. They weren't going to be boyfriend and girlfriend kind of thing. They were just going to, hopefully, her get her shit straight and her life cleaned up. Well, it didn't end up being like that because, well, he had expectations. And also, he was an asshole. So she got back a hold of me and she typed, hey, Sean, I'm sorry about that. That was my ex-husband. You see why I divorced him. I never said any of those things or typed any of those things, and I'm sorry about that. It seems to me there's an awful lot of people who are talked out of doing the right thing or coming forward and telling the truth because their families asked them or told them not to. Well, why are their families asking them or telling them not to tell the truth? That's what I want to know. That doesn't sound like very good advice. That's your family? That sucks. I feel bad for you. Now, as far as Tina Faint and that person claiming to be her daughter getting onto the Facebook Messenger and messaging at me, you know, that's not something that hurts me. It's not going to kill me. And since Tina Faint has not been an active participant and assisting me at any point in time, well, it's not a major loss. There's also the fact that I don't know her. I've never met her. I don't know her from fucking Adam. She's just somebody who got a hold of me over Natalie Bollinger's death. I invited or allowed all those people on because, well, I needed help showing the truth. When you're a homeless and disabled male, there's no such thing as innocent until proven guilty. They're not interested in proving your guilt. They're interested in covering up their own bullshit. And that's why I have no respect for police. Now, there's a lot of people abroad who could have spoken out, just never did. They just wasted my time. Well, don't waste my time. Don't send me friend requests if you're not going to help me. My life is hell. If you're not going to help me to stop the abuse, don't send me a friend request. Don't tell me you want to be my friend. Don't waste my time. I figure that's pretty simple. People can speak up from any country. You don't have to be from the United States to speak up about Johnny Depp, do you? Or Jason Momoa? Jason Momoa, whatever his name is. I heard him say it once. I just don't remember how he pronounced it. With Disney not wanting Johnny Depp because of the allegations, abuse against Amber Heard. You see that? See how messed up that situation was? And then the stuff that he was bragging about in court is worse than what she claimed he was doing, and then Disney wants him back. We get to see how the Me Too movement, Australia's got a very similar movement. The movement of making sure that men are not heard. That men are pegged as the bad guys and women are always the good guys. They're made of sugar and spice and everything nice. Australia is very well in suit with that. Canadians seem a little bit smarter, but depends on the Canadian. There's a lot of people that speak up about the abuse now that are females, that have gotten fed up with seeing men taking this abuse year after year after year from horrible, horrible women. And not all women are horrible, just as not all men are horrible. But you got to shove us into these corners. Tell us, this is what you are. This is what you are. I am not what you say I am. I am what I choose to be. When I am an asshole, it's because I choose to be an asshole. Now, it may be that I am choosing to be an asshole because being nice didn't get me heard, but when it all comes down to it, it is my choice to be an asshole. I know that there are risks. I know what the risks are. And it is unfortunate that being an asshole is the only recourse that I have. In many of these situations, I could have had other recourses, but because of people's assumptions, it just didn't happen. Now, as far as people telling me to leave somebody else alone, you know what? I've had way too many people get a hold of me and say, hey, man, I'm sorry you said that, or I'm sorry she said that, or, this person's just jealous, or, oh, they just don't know what's going on, or so on and so forth. Now you get to see through my videos how the police, my disabilities magically don't exist when it means that they'll have to do their job. And that's the problem with being an at-risk adult, is that these guys have to do their jobs but don't. Not if you're an at-risk adult who's homeless. You don't matter. And so many of you, you've got your fucking cop-outs, like, of course, you just need to get a job. Well, thank you very much for your vote of confidence. Here's the thing, is that just because you say it does not mean that it is a possibility or probability in our lives. I mean, sure, optimally, I would like to be in peak physical shape, but I'm not. And you guys want to pretend like, because I'm more intelligent than most of y'all, that it means that I can take care of myself. Well, that ain't true. Also, you notice I have to dumb myself down and say words like y'all and ain't. Well, I was kind of raised that way, but I wasn't raised with a country twang. I just got no teeth. Now, this Tina Feint lady, I'm not holding any animosity towards her for what this person got on and was typing. I'm not going to try to turn her account in because it doesn't seem like it's somebody who's, well, using her account to try to send out a bunch of spam or anything like that, so it might be her daughter. I don't know. there are situations where people mess with my head quite a bit. And of course, it's better to err on the side of caution, especially when lives are at stake. People keep want to forget that last part there. Lives at stake. We're not talking about ant lives. We're not talking about grasshopper lives. We're talking about human lives. Human lives that actually matter. In the grand scheme of things, yeah, killing one ant may change the entire course of history. Well, that's not possible. You cannot change the course of history. History is in the past. Now, you can change the path of recorded history by doing research, by finding out the truth. There's lots of stuff we were told about World War II that turned out to be BS. There's lots of stuff we were told about dinosaurs that turned out to be BS. There's a bunch of stuff throughout, things that were just discovered in my lifetime that later on during my lifetime were obviously BS. We come to find out that a lot of dinosaurs had feathers. Imagine that. We come to find out that women are 11 times more likely to be stalkers than men. Imagine that. We also discovered that women are more likely to be physical abusers in relationships than men. They're more likely to brag about it, and they're more likely to get people involved, and people are more likely to help them. Discoveries are amazing, ain't they? All discoveries from what? Research. That's right, people who did the research. All the people that I allowed onto my Facebook. It's because I was hoping one of them would care to do their research and actually speak up. Actually help to show the evidence. So as far as people like Cora Bauer go, and people like Tina Faint go, they encompass the majority of the Christians that I know. The I'll pray for you people who will have somebody else do their dirty work. Or you got the ones who believe in the Rambo Jesus. And they're into threatening you and harassing you and telling you that you deserve to die, calling you a Satanist and crap like that. When you make somebody a target for people like that, you've done an extreme disservice to the world. Alright, I suppose I should probably try to end this video. Hopefully I'll get a decent amount of sleep before I gotta take my happy ass down to Fred Meyer's and use the Starbucks. Hopefully I don't have to download another update. Alright, you know how we end these. Good to be radio. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper. and no victim left behind.